Okay, everybody, just wanting to show you something I found really cool. So, back in the day, we had these game systems competing over each other. I remember Jaguar came out and um, Turbo Grafx had come out, and Sega Genesis was there, and Nintendo was there. And I talked my mom into getting me a Turbo Grafx instead of a Sega Genesis, because I was like, no, TurboGrafx, the future, and all this and that. So where we're going with this today is I found these great deals online, and I don't even know how this was. I got this Alien Crush from a guy out of California on eBay, and it's like mint condition. I don't know how you kept it like that, but thank you. It is definitely going to be sealed and put away after this. It came from someone named DARTH Molecule. So that's DARTH space Molecule. And I guess it took a while to get here. He's out of, California. So I knew either way it'd probably take a while, especially using the United States Postal Service. And then we had Victory Run on eBay that I found, and I don't understand why this was so cheap. The Victory Run was like $40 or something, and I hate to say it, maybe people don't understand, but if you look at my games, okay, they have cracks from pressure being put on them and scrape marks on them, and somehow someone managed to keep these. Now, when I was a kid, we opened this stuff up and played it, and it was nonstop. Okay, and there's almost impossible to have these in mint condition. Basically, it's just like Nintendo cartridges. If you have them in mint condition, holy cow, you know. Or Atari ones. I only have a few of those from my dad, So there's a lot of stuff that, really means a lot to people, and I'm definitely putting this stuff away. But this Victory Run for $40, I know what they're gonna say. Well, the game's not that good, or the game this and that, and it's like, well, no games were really that dang good back then, It came from someone on eBay named Rural and Retro. So rural, like a rural town or something, and retro. So Rural and Retro was the name. And I don't know how it was like $40, but okay, because I would say maybe they didn't do the research, but if you have something like this, you need to put it away or sell it. And I put stuff away, and one day maybe, but might pass it on to my little girl because, it is what it is, right? So we're going to open these things up and take a look. Also, what's important is the memories. So as you can see, I don't think this box is a reprint. I think this is original. But I'm just going to show you a Victory Run here. Now, back in the day, as you can see, the box is like mint condition. And, just a little bend there. But, it's still got everything there. And there's still a piece of styrofoam in there. And showing the game, with it not being real scratched up or anything, this is amazing. TurboGrafx games were, back in the day, extremely rare. Nobody had one. Everybody had like a Nintendo and a Sega Genesis, and I wanted to be different. I really thought that TurboGrafx 16 would kick off even more. And I remember they had the Turbo Duo or the CD player, and I wanted it, but then I found out, it's just not really that much different. There was a dinosaur game that they had, and we had to buy these from Toys R Us, people. We're talking 1989 or something like that, and then 1992, 93, was when you would see this at Toys R Us, and, so anyways, just kind of showing you, these games always came in these little plastic cover protectors, and these are if you got a cover protector that's clear like this, holy cow, because usually they're yellow or brown, orange, and this one's white or clear. Holy smoke. Someone cleaned this up or set it up to sell, but why sell it for 40 bucks, right? I'm not going to sell it, so you just sold it to a collector that's just really not going to get rid of it. So, I mean, hats off to you. Thank you for that. This game was probably 50 bucks when it came out, you know what I'm saying? So, I can't even get the thing out of there, and I'm not going to attempt to because it's going to damage or bend something. It's like it's never been out of this. I don't even know if someone even played it. Maybe they played it once, didn't like it. I don't know. The real reality of Victory Run, though, is Atari had pole position at the arcade, and on the Atari system, pole position was your well-known racing game. And then Victory Run was kind of more like the first real kind of, you had Nintendo coming out with stuff before, but this really was, this is kind of what started. Victory Run was kind of like what is that game? Trying to remember. They had another name for it, and it's at the arcades now. I'll put it in the link at the top of the video when I think about it. But yes, so they came out with another version. I don't know if Sega came with it or what it was, but that's the one where you're driving the Ferrari or the AC Cobra, So this is like the same thing. This came out before that, though. So then we got the Alien Crush here. As you can see, this guy out of California. I don't know if they're printing these boxes out and manufacturing the stuff on their own, or how did they have this in mint condition like this? I mean, literally, this is like a put away. You go put this away. I don't know. But I'm going to have to open it and show you. Okay, so as you can see, it comes with the styrofoam in there, which I'm not going to pull out. We're going to try not to touch this too much because it may have been someone's collection and their baby, and I don't know why they get rid of their stuff, but when it came to video games, these are exceedingly rare, actually. People trying to say, oh yeah, you go to any game store, they got Nintendo, but they don't have this stuff. Okay, so Alien Crush, very well known. It's a pinball, kind of like Alien game. We're going to check out all these games here in a minute using my most rad setup I've got. So, one thing I want to let you all know is when it came to TurboGrafx 16, okay, the console always came with Keith Courage. And yes, I have a TurboGrafx 16 and it is put away. I'm not digging it out because it's sealed up. And I also have the TurboGrafx 16 Mini. And this game, everyone is complaining about. Why is it not on the TurboGrafx 16 Mini? So, Keith Courage was an exceedingly cool game. You would switch between worlds or realities. It was whatever. This game is one, if not the most well-known, because it always came with it, just like Nintendo came with Mario. So this, a lot of people don't understand, but it was an important situation. Okay, and these are my games right here. These are mine. Okay, and you can tell. So what games actually sold the most for TurboGrafx 16? Well, what sold the most was actually right here in front of you. The kids, when they go there, this is what they grabbed. Bonk's Adventure was only on TurboGrafx 16, and then somehow Nintendo got a hold of it. And I don't know if they were doing a sellout and sold the rights or what, but somehow they shared it. So when you're playing the game, this was the game that everybody had, and everybody wanted Splatterhouse. So say you had a Sega Genesis and you thought you were so cool. Unfortunately, they were like, Splatterhouse, so cool. I mean, it was so gory and scary. It was like a horror movie game, and it's almost like you're Jason or something in it. These are the originals, and you see my plastics are still mint without yellow. However, as a kid, you're going to be mistreating these, and we're talking. I bought these day one, so I think my mom bought me the TurboGrafx 16 with Keith Courage, and she had given me a choice of another game, and it was Bonk's Adventure was next. Splatterhouse was definitely on tap right away. That didn't take long to get that. And then Aerial Blasters. These are all the games right here that most people buy. The most commonly bought game back in the 90s for the TurboGrafx were these. Someone might try to say different, but I'm telling you right now, I know. I lived it, okay? I was a kid back then. So all these games, they're all, extremely exceedingly rare. They never had anything on here. There is a game booklet. I would go through a lot of the game booklets, but they're just basically instructions and basics. The most widely played game was Bonk's Adventure out of that system, and it was great because it was easy for kids. Bonk's Adventure right there. It's kind of like greenish black. I always thought that this changed color, like whenever you touched it, but could be wrong. But that one was most played. You can see even some goo on it there, right? But the reality here is I thought the future was going to be chip games instead of disc drives, because, everybody was coming out with disc drives. And still to this day, disc drives are a big thing, but Nintendo and many others are still got little chip stuff going on, little flash drives. So if you were a kid back then and you had friends, it would be all about the boys talking about Splatterhouse. Oh, dude, Splatterhouse. And we didn't have cheat codes back then, and there is a cheat code built into the game where you hold start and select or something at the beginning, and you're able to level select. Boy, oh boy, I wish I knew that. When I was a kid, the furthest I could get was like level 5 or something, round 5 or level 5 or something. And when I played it again, I was able to get close to the end, but boy, you run out of lives. Some sort of forest with dogs, or I don't know, something. It was really, I got past that flying headed creature, which I think was level 5. It had a whole bunch of heads circling around it. I just remember I made it to where there's like hands flying around, and the ground was like bloody and stuff. It was really crazy. That game right there was a pain in the butt to beat. But now I can beat it. It's strange. Back then as a kid, we took it so far. It's all about knowing the process of the game in order to beat it. Keith Courage, I got close to the end and just couldn't do it. Several levels in, it just, your sword keeps getting bigger, and the outfit right here keeps getting bigger and better. You keep getting stronger and stronger as you go in and out of the light and dark world, or whatever you want to call it. Bonk's Adventure was great for kids. It was actually easier to beat than probably Mario. Mario, you'd always get to like World 8 and then die because the holes in the ground, or the Hammer Brothers, or the castle. So, Bonk's Adventure, you could find all the 1-ups, and you'd have like 20 1-ups by the end, or 30 1-ups, or something, So, you could literally make it to the end of Bonk's Adventure and beat it with ease. It was probably one of the first games I actually beat that was easy to beat and fun and colorful. Aerial Blaster is very hard, probably 3rd level, no more than 5th level. I'm sure there's cheat codes for it, but that is the reality. And Alien Crush, it's like a pinball alien type game, and then your race car driving game. So we're going to check all these out. See you then.